All right, 29th of July 2025, crazy revision with KEL review of the DAX market. All right, what happened to DAX last night? Oh, there's a big thing that happened to DAX yesterday. Let's take a look. Now, yesterday, the German stock lowered at a close. The DAX was down by 1.13%. So, what was the reason? Well, basically, Germany stocks went lower, okay, due to the losses in construction, retail, and industrial. So, there isn't much given to me on the why is that so, but it's more of the what when cause it to go down. So I don't have much information on this. I can see there's nothing much. Let me just try to find another outlet here itself. Yeah, just give me a moment. Just now I thought that there will be some explanation, but it didn't really give. So we all know that they are looking ahead of the Porsche, Adidas, BMW earnings, which I don't think they'll do very well. Yeah. So this futures jump, that's 2 days ago, so it's not the one that I'm looking for. Let's see for any news there. So, right, doesn't mean doesn't have all the news are all quite old, yeah. All right, then the news I put it aside first, but we know why it went down. So let's take a look at the chart. Oh my God, this is terrible. Okay, so let's look at the chart first, yeah. The chart shows that the opening price for DAX yesterday was at 24,521, okay? And then once it opened, right, remember the golden rule. Above OP, we can buy, below OP, we can sell. And there's something that you must take note that it was a four diamond yesterday. So you should draw the line at the closing price, and this is very, very clear. The thing is this, once the market goes below opening price, that is a sell. That's the first thing you need to do is a sell. Second, if the market do break below the KCL, the KEL critical line, which is 24,308, then it's a confirmed sell. And yesterday you see that the market did not only sell, it went down below MLP. And the worst thing is that it came down to here, which is the pivot 1 and the MA30 level stack. So when the market continue to fall, right, you break past the pivot, it means you break past the game, and then it went all the way down until we see the thing stop the next day, approximately at this price at 23,975. Well, the peak of this whole thing itself is somewhere near to 24,600. Okay, so you can see the difference in numbers, yeah? Okay, let's look at the 5 minute chart on how to trade that. But there was a question being asked, Kel, how come the market opens and trades so badly, but yet the KSI can be green? Now, take a look. The KCX is definitely blue, and it's actually doing the typical signaling out to us, say that there could be a market bottom soon if the bull market continue. So what can we tell you? I already said, guys, if this is going to be a sell down and it's done on purpose, then yes, you should see the indicator turning red. But this selling itself, right, is very suspicious. The price came down, but the buyers are still there. So that's why I think that we need to be very careful moving for today. So today, remember, use the OP rule to trade DAX. Okay, do not put your own thinkings and thoughts or your understanding of fundamental in, because it's very clear the market don't care about fundamental at this moment right now. Okay, let's look at the 5 minute chart to take a look first. Okay, so for the start of the day, there were no diamonds available for DAX. So what can you do? Remember, the rule is OP rule. OP above OP CCRY, basically color change from red to yellow. If it goes below OP, it'll be CCYR, yellow turns to red. So if you look at it right now, the first pocket for entry will be here because this is where the candlestick from yellow to red, right? Yellow to red. And this one is just only a starting point because of the day. But very important, they did it because it was the below OP. Below OP, and it's a thing for you to trade on, yeah? So the market really came down to KTR -1, KTR -2. It stopped there for a while and then it bang came down to KTR -3. So by right, when hit KTR -3, that's it. Your day should have ended. You shouldn't be buying or selling anymore. But then again, as usual, people get a little bit itchy hand. So they look at the chart and ask me, Cal, this is stack diamond, can enter or not? I say that if you really make on the K2, 3 KDR, don't do lah. But they say I want insist to do. Okay, insist, then I can help it. Okay, so at the start they really did it, so I didn't bother. And then after that, when the price breaks below the white line, and that was where it get concerning because I told them say that look, although KDR minus 3 really stopped there, but it doesn't mean that it cannot go lower. Yeah. So what happened is that the price goes down, reach a low, and continue to fall. Okay. When this happened, right, I quickly asked for this to tell people that you need to buy back your position soon because the market pivot is there and the MAs are there too. Okay, so we need to do something over here. Okay, so now the DAX basically now has came down to the pivot one, stabilized, but you also notice that there's a lot of green dots happening, right? So this green dot is telling you that there could be an explosive movement coming in, explosive. Now, how explosive? The upside can be all the way like this, or the downside all the way like this. Okay, so the market decided to choose the downside because you remember there's an elephant tree here, is a elephant here, it's a white diamond line. So confirm for sure below the white diamond line, below a new area, yes, the market can come down. All right, this is how it is right now for DAX. So if you had done on DAX, you were traded all the way until to the end, whereby get very sideways. Now normally we don't trade DAX in the late part of the so-called the early part of the morning. We don't do that. Okay, so if you want to trade, you can see the diamonds are still available, but the accuracy will drop very badly. All right, very clear. Okay, all clear. If all clear, press number 2 right now. Okay, now let's talk about risk management first. Again, how do we do that? Yeah. Okay. So let's just talk about gold then. Easier to understand for everybody's sake itself. Okay. Okay. So let's say now your capital is $10,000. This is your capital, right? So we need to have one bullet. Now, what is one bullet? Bullet means that 2% of the capital. So in this case, it'll be 200. Okay. That means that by right, you can lose up to 50 times in a row or 49 times in a row before you run out of money to trade in the market. So this is called risk management, or we call it as reward management in nicer name, or you want to call it money management, also fine. Okay. So now let's talk about entry. Let's say we have a trade in gold today. Example, yeah. So let's say I'm gonna buy gold somewhere around here. Okay, I get a number here. So it's 3211, and I was do a stop loss here with it's only 333, yeah, one 33. No, there's an arrow here. 3311 here will be 3308. All right, about $3 different, yeah. Okay, so this is entry, this is stop loss, so the difference is $3. So $200 a bullet divided by $3. Okay. Now this is the first step, right? Where the bullet divided by range and then divided by the contract value. Now what's contract value? Where you go to gold, you click on it, you will see under specification, you will see this, you will see that the contract size is 100. Okay, contract size 100. Can you see that? Okay, so you take this number divided by 100. So 20 divided by 3. Okay, you get how much? 66, right? Right, 66. Yeah, correct. 66. Yep. So 66. Then divide by 100, you get 0.66. Okay, got the idea? So which means that if you want to trade with $200, you can trade up to 0.66 trade. That means like that itself, right? You will not lose more than your $200 at prepare. So let's say at this moment right now, you want to enter the market, but you feel not comfortable. Can you reduce this number to 0.5, 0.3 or whatever? No problem. That is your money. All right. So if you think the market is going to be very strong now, that's what I think so too, then you can just use this size to enter. So you use $200 to take a bet on the market, you get a final size of 0.66. So as long as you buy it properly, stop loss is placed properly, and if the market runs, you're going to enjoy the fruit of success. Okay, so all clear? Very simple. Like that, you won't be trading more than your losses. I mean, the thing is a lot of people when they trade, they just anyhow put aside, oh, trade 0.3, 0.5, 0.6. Now, when they make money, they just don't know why they make money. But when they lose money, they get very upset. Oh my God, I lost so much money. But if you think about this, if you do this risk management like that, you will not lose more than you want to lose. Yeah, so it's going to be very important. Now, on top of that, I promise you that something new to show to you, right? Now, this is the gold chart right now. Now, gold, as you can see, has really fallen down according to plan. They basically drops below the 3381. It dropped all the way down to a target of 3324 yesterday. So now gold, the downside seemingly has finished, accomplished. The next step is whether can it go back up all the way. This one itself, right, as there can be a bottom out effect, I will show it to you. Yeah. Okay. And okay. All right, guys. So that is the BNB chart. That's about a 5% chart. Now this is gold, and you can see that recently gold stayed around the 95%. It went up again to retest the high, and almost instantly, every time when this happened, the next candle will always be black. Very interesting, right? That means that one that crossed it will be white, obviously. The one that return it back down is always a black. And based on this itself, right, the market has came down to the technical level. All right, this one I'm not too sure, but at least we can see it's happening right now. Okay, so where can gold go, right? If gold do stabilize and stay above here, I mean, just gonna make it smaller for you to see. Oh gosh, wrong button. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Not really can see the 95 number. Try to make it bigger for all of you. Okay, if not, I have to. Hmm, doesn't do that. Never mind. Okay, so it's okay. Never mind. What can we do now is that it's about 33.23 lah. Yeah, let's take the number first. So 33.23. So we have to uh, basically let it go back up again, and then after that, then we can see the strong recovery back again. But of course, if the market is so fertic right now, it may stay lower, and that is where the halfway mark will be very important. Okay, so watch out for this. If the gold price to recover, there's a very high chance gold can go all the way to 3416. All right, I'm very confident that if gold can stay above and go past 33323, then go back to 3416. It was just a matter of time only. Okay. All right, guys, so that will be all for today's sharing. I hope you enjoyed the session. We covered quite a fair bit. All right. The video recording will be out later in the afternoon. All right, courtesy of the Disha and Susan. Yeah. All right, guys, thank you very much. I hope you make money from the market. Take care and have a great trading day. KEL'S signing off. Bye bye.